Recently, there has been much excitement over a series called The Chosen. It is almost a cult of interest in the life and portrayal of Jesus. At first, I didn't want to get involved in the series for a number of reasons. I hate waiting for sequels, and I found getting online not always easy to view the programming. However, one of our sisters in the community has been deeply touched by the series, and I decided I needed to see what so excited her. Thus, I began to view the first 2 seasons. Many have viewed it. I found it moving, clever, and inspirational. One of my favorites was the preparation for the Sermon on the Mount that Jonathan Rumi, who portrays Jesus in Acts. Jesus looked over the camp of his disciples, who were often at odds, and began to see the Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the land. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure and clean of heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of God. Blessed are you when they insult you and persecute you and utter every kind of evil against you falsely because of me. Rejoice and be glad. The character Matthew is scribing for Jesus in this episode. As he shares what he wants to understand why he wants to share this with the followers. Matthew asks him, why is this message so important to you? Jesus indicates to him that where you find the poor, the mourning, the meek, the hungry, the thirsty, the merciful, the peacemaker, the persecuted for righteousness, you will find him. For the Beatitudes are a portrayal of who Jesus is. They are a guide to him. I thought, yes. Blessed are the poor, the Anawim, meaning the bent ones, for they know their vulnerability. Blessed are the humble, for they are rooted in the word humus, earth, dust, for theirs is the kingdom of God. And later in the passage, Jesus speaks of the clean or the pure of heart, for they are guileless, without deception, and they shall see God. These Beatitudes are good news. The good news is that God does not see as we do. We seek happiness in possessions, power, knowledge. Meister Eckhart says, to be full of things is to be empty of God. To be empty of things is to be full of God. Those who seek God, the God of the heart, know that they have all that they need, for God is in everything. For if you look for nothing but God, nothing or no one can disturb you. The Beatitudes reminds us again that God reveals himself in the meek, the merciful, the peacemaker. These are ways and paths to the kingdom. That is why each begins with the word blessed or happy. A common word in the Old Testament, which means compliment, implies a person has successfully embarked on a journey and that the kingdom is near to that person. Now we know we have 2 ways to live, either to follow the path of the vulnerable or the powerful. 2 ways that exist in each of us, to be about the kingdom or to be about self-aggrandizement, ego, or in control. We welcome the kingdom and contribute to the building up of each according to our humble means. Jesus says, in essence, look, for you have before you some who are poor, some who are meek, some who are afflicted, some who are hungry and thirst, some who are merciful, and some with clean hearts, pure hearts, some who are peacemakers, and some who are undergoing profound persecution. While these may not correspond to our world's ideas of happiness, those who live these attitudes or circumstances, says Jesus, are best positioned to welcome the kingdom of God. We are to find the kingdom where we least expect it. Yes, the poverty of spirit, the meek, those in tears, those hunger. This humanly paradoxical insight ought to stir within us an overwhelming sense of thanksgiving. For our weakness becomes the raw material for the kingdom of God.